What if everything you see, touch, and feel is not as real as you think? This idea might sound strange, but both ancient mystics and modern scientists agree that reality may be an illusion. In today's episode, we're going to look at this fascinating topic, by first exploring ancient wisdom and then finding how it connects to modern-day science. If you're ready to dive into the deep waters of reality and illusion, let's get started. In Hinduism, the ancient sages saw reality as a cosmic illusion called Maya. Just like the way we are sometimes fooled by optical illusions, they believed that our perception of the physical world is also an illusion. In other words, the world we experience with our senses is not the ultimate truth. Instead, it is a veil that hides the true nature of reality, which is ultimately made of consciousness or spirit. Similarly, in Buddhism, the concept of emptiness, also known as shunyata, plays a central role. Emptiness doesn't mean nothingness, but rather the absence of inherent existence. It means that things don't have an independent reality, but are interconnected and interdependent with everything else. Our perception of separation and solidity is just an illusion. The Greek philosopher Plato also touched upon this idea in his famous allegory of the cave. He imagined people who lived in a cave and only saw shadows projected on a wall in front of them. These people, who had never seen the outside world, believed that these shadows were real. However, one person escaped the cave and realized that the shadows were just an illusion created by objects outside the cave. When he tried to share his discovery with the others, they didn't believe him. Plato used this story to illustrate how our perception of reality can be limited and how we can be fooled by what we see. So far, we have looked at the ancient wisdom regarding reality. But what does modern science have to say about it? Surprisingly, many of the findings of quantum physics echo these ancient teachings. One of the key principles of quantum physics is the observer effect. This means that the very act of observing a system changes the system itself. For example, when we observe subatomic particles like electrons, they exhibit properties of both waves and particles. But when we try to measure or observe them, they behave like particles. In other words, our observation collapses the wave function and changes the reality of the electron. This suggests that reality is not objective and fixed, but rather depends on the observer. It seems that we cannot know reality without changing it. Furthermore, quantum physics teaches us that everything in the universe is made of energy. Nothing is truly solid or separate from everything else. We often think that we are living beings made of solid bodies, but we are actually more like walking ecosystems. Every atom in our body is in a constant state of motion and vibration. Even the ground beneath our feet and the air we breathe is made up of atoms that are vibrating at different frequencies. From this perspective, everything in the universe is connected and nothing is truly separate. It is all a grand web of energy where everything is related to everything else. Some scientists even speculate that our universe could be a simulation. The simulation theory proposes that our perceived reality is nothing more than a computer-generated simulation. While this might sound like a futuristic science fiction concept, it is actually rooted in the idea that reality as we know it is nothing more than information. Just like we can simulate the behavior of complex systems on a computer, our universe could be someone else's simulation. While this idea remains controversial, it is a fascinating exploration of the nature of reality. Now let's try to bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and modern science. What do they teach us about reality? And how can we apply this knowledge in our daily lives? From a scientific perspective, the observer effect and the interconnectedness of everything suggest that there is no objective reality independent of the observer. Our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions shape our reality. This is similar to the ancient wisdom of Advaita Vedanta, which emphasizes the unity of the individual self with the universal self. In this view, we are not separate from the world around us, but rather, we are an integral part of it. Our thoughts and perceptions determine how we experience reality. But what is the role of consciousness in this? How does it connect to the material world? Both ancient wisdom and modern science point to consciousness as the missing link. Consciousness is what allows us to experience the world around us. It is through our senses and our minds that we construct our perception of reality. The ancient mystics realized that consciousness is the fundamental substance of reality. Without consciousness, there would be no experience of the world as we know it. Modern science, too, is beginning to recognize the importance of consciousness in shaping our reality. So how can we use this knowledge to change our experience of reality? One practical application is through mindfulness and awareness. By cultivating mindfulness, we can become more aware of our thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. We start to see that our mind is not the world, but only a representation of it. This realization can help us to overcome negative thought patterns and beliefs that limit our experience of reality. Instead, we can choose to focus on the present moment and appreciate the world around us with an open and curious mind. Another way to reshape our reality is through intention and gratitude. By setting positive intentions and practicing gratitude, we can shift our focus from lack and limitation to abundance and possibility. This positive mindset can help us to manifest our desires and create a life that we truly love. The ancient wisdom of the Vedas says that the mind is the creator of our destiny. What we think and believe becomes our reality. Similarly, the modern law of attraction teaches us that like attracts like. Our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality and bring forth experiences that are in alignment with them. Let us now bring together all the insights we've gained so far and see how they can help us live better lives. Reality is not an objective thing out there. It is something that is created within our minds. Our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions shape our experience of the world. By understanding this, we can take control of our reality and create a life that we truly desire. We are not separate from the world around us. Instead, we are an integral part of it. Everything in the universe is connected, and we are all interdependent on each other. This realization can help us to cultivate compassion and empathy towards all living beings. We are not superior to nature or the environment. Rather, we are part of it. We need to recognize our place in the natural order of things and live in harmony with the planet. Our consciousness creates our reality. It is through our senses and our minds that we experience the world. By cultivating mindfulness and awareness, we can begin to understand the nature of consciousness and its role in shaping our reality. We can also use techniques like meditation and deep breathing to access deeper states of consciousness and unlock our full potential. As we come to the end of this episode, let's reflect on the wise words of the ancient Indian sage Swami. He said, "The secret of all success in life is to live in the world, but not to be of the world." This quote encapsulates the essence of what we have been discussing. We are to live in the world, but we should not identify ourselves with the material world. We need to recognize that our true nature is consciousness and that we are connected to everything around us. If you enjoyed this episode and want to learn more about ancient wisdom and modern science, subscribe for more updates. Next, we'll explore the secret of detachment from the Bhagavad Gita and how it leads to true freedom. See you in the next episode.